Doug is not with us today, but he did send me his picks. But we do have Mary Kay with us. Mary Kay, how are you?
I'm doing great, Dan. How you doing?
Doing well. And also Ellis Williams, how are you?
I'm cool. I heard I had a pretty good week on picks last week, so I'm happy to be back. Let's have another winner.
And representing our football insiders this week is Scott Mandel. Scott, welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Time to pick the Browns and the Steelers. We've got this thing at, I guess it moved since this morning and when I actually started this Zoom call. But I think we're going to go with, what did we say? We're going to stick with the 3.5 or go with the 3? I like 3.5. Then we don't get any pushes. Let's do 3.5. All right. So we're going.
I'm looking for a good push, Dan. Come on. I'm looking for a push.
Let's go. Let's stick with that Browns plus 3.5. Scott, what's your pick?
I gotta tell you, I'm having more fun with this Brown season than I can remember in years. And I'm a big believer in the emotional aspect of the game, that the teams that are hottest go. This coach is amazing. When he's had this game, and I think Baker's starting to get his moxie. I mean, he looked like the old Baker in the 18 Baker in the first half, the 19 Baker in the second half. And I think they're going to do it. I think the Browns are going to beat Pittsburgh.
All right. Let's see. Doug disagrees. He's taking the Steelers minus 3.5. The Pittsburgh pass rush and Pittsburgh passing game will both present problems for the Browns, ready to chalk up a 10 to 14 point Browns loss on the road to losing a tough game to a good team, and you move on. And I'll just jump in here and say I actually disagree with Doug. I agree with Scott. I know the Browns have injury issues that could maybe change the outlook of this a little bit. But I still am just feeling really good about the Browns going into this game. And I'm certainly feeling good enough that even if they lose, it's going to be a close game. So I'm taking the Browns plus the 3.5 against the Steelers on the road.
I'm still going back and forth over this one a little bit. I agree with you guys in that I do think that there are a few reasons to believe the Browns can win this game. One of which is the fact that if you add up, and I think I did the math right on this, but I have to double check it, that I think the combined victory total of the Steelers' opponents is like 3. And that doesn't mean, that doesn't take away Bud Dupree, and it doesn't take away TJ Watt, Ben Roethlisberger, Juju Smith-Schuster, and James Conner. It doesn't take those guys away, but it makes them maybe a little bit less daunting to think that, okay, they haven't gone out there and beat the best of the best yet. And maybe they just really haven't seen what they're about to see in the Cleveland Browns. Having said that, Odell Beckham Jr. is home sick today. Jarvis Landry didn't practice for the second straight day. Ronnie Harrison didn't practice. Carl Joseph didn't practice. So the Browns are pretty banged up heading into this game. Therefore, right now, the way that I see it, like you, Dan, I think it might be closer than 3.5, but I think I'm going to go with the line. I'm going to pick the Steelers to cover.
All right, Ellis.
Yeah, to me, this is the ultimate stay away game. And for a lot of the things Mary Kay just said, I just don't think there's enough information yet. First, on the Brown side of health. I mean, if one of those two receivers don't play, this offense will look different. And especially if it's Odell, the one who would miss time. No idea if that happens, but like Mary Kay said, we just don't know enough yet. And then for the Steelers, Mary Kay alluded to it. The teams they've played have not been, they haven't won. They're not as successful offenses or teams in general that they've played. They beat the Giants, the Broncos, the Texans, and the Eagles. They beat the Broncos and the Texans both by 7, the Giants only by 10, and that game was close like throughout. And then last week versus the Eagles, they were only up 2 until that final Claypool touchdown and then a sack on Carson Wentz. So what I'm trying to say is the Steelers keep teams in it. If they had played the Titans already, I think that'd be a better litmus test, and we'd know more about the Steelers team. But just because how the Steelers keep teams, let teams stay close, and the Browns are, this run first team, I think that you have to take the points here, plus 3.5 Browns. But we just don't know enough yet to, or at least for me, to feel strongly about this.